What's up everybody, Jovie with the Good Credit back again with another video, here to tell you guys about how to make your LinkedIn stand out. People just put stuff on there and they think, oh, if I did it, if I just put it on there, then that's like it's in the interwebs and now I'm gonna get a job. Baby boo boo, I'm here to help. As a recruiter, we search through profiles very quickly. Like it's really like just open their profile. Just having a picture just shows that you're live and that it's a person, not a Russian bot. First off, okay, they're active on LinkedIn. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Here's some jobs. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Here's their education. What did they do? How did they help people? Do they have a bio? Okay, any recommendation? Oh, perfect. This person is great. Like that's how we go through. That's how quickly we go through LinkedIn profiles. So you want to really try to make yours stand out, and you want to hit those check marks because that's what we're looking for. Once you hit those check marks, and that's when we like, oh well, let's read this section. This looks really interesting, because most of the time we don't have time to be going through profiles line by line. But that's not to say you shouldn't have it. It's just to say that you want to make it clean, clear, and concise so that it is easily transmittable to the person who you're trying to share your information with. Okay, so first you want to make sure that your photo and your background photo are both high quality professional photos. If you don't have like a professionally done photo, that's fine. You can take one with your iPhone, but you want to just make sure that your background is clear. You want to make sure that you're not with friends. There's no beer in your hand. You don't want other stuff. It's a professional photo, so you want it to be a headshot. You don't need to see your whole fit. We're good on that. We just need like from your chest upward, like to the top of your head. We just need that. We just need to see who you are. Look into your eyes to see if you're real or if you're a Russian bot, because it's Russian bots out here. Hide your kids, hide your wives. Okay, your background photo. I mean, it could be the city, it could be what you're doing. You want to make your background photo something that's not that blue background that they give everybody, because if you have that blue background, it kind of just shows that you're not really paying attention to making your profile better, and then why would I want to hire you if you're actually not active on LinkedIn? It shows that you're not actively looking for a job. And so on LinkedIn, you only have a limited amount of space, and you definitely only have a limited amount of aesthetic space to make your profile look any sort of creative or interesting. You want to try to make the space last and make it go a distance, especially at the beginning. The second thing is making sure your headline is something that you are proud of and that you want to represent yourself. So some people put student at XYZ school, some people put their job title. Automatically LinkedIn will put your job title and the company you're with. I would say edit it a bit. So right now I'm a research analyst at an executive recruiting firm. So it would just say research analyst and then my company. But I didn't want that because it doesn't specifically say what industry I'm in. And so what I did was I put executive recruiter in my industry, which is education, nonprofit, government, and then my company name. So it reads as if I'm a recruiter in education, nonprofit, in XYZ company. And that's how you want it to convey all the information that you want to show in one way. Some people, a lot of, I'm a CEO, I'm a this and that, people will put like 3 lines of title in their headline. That's too much. Okay, too much. You just need, if your line goes into 2 lines, that's too much. 1 line, make it concise. Whatever you're trying to say, you can say it in less words. So 1 line, concise. If you're a CEO and you're this and you're that, you need to try to figure out how to bring it together. Because if you have all these words, it just sort of, you lose credibility the more titles you put, because it's like you can't possibly be putting all your energy into all these things. That must mean that either you're not that experienced, you're not that good, or the companies that you're talking about aren't that trustworthy. And so if you're saying, for instance, if you're like, I have an example here, For instance, if you're like CEO, director, advocate for BLM, salesperson, and social entrepreneur at Walmart Corporation, girl, just put a couple things at your company. That's all you need. Like, you don't need a whole overview. That is what your about section is about. Which brings us to number 3. You need to make that about section actually matter. Okay? First of all, if you don't have an about section, we don't actually know anything about you. All we know is your jobs and your titles, but we don't know we can't understand your personality unless you put an about section. So the about section is very important. A lot of people actually just put their bio into their about section. You can go ahead and do that. That works. That's just fine. But I would spend a bit more time personalizing it and making it a bit more nuanced, so that it reads less of past tense, this is what I've done, this is who I am, and more of future tense, these are the skills I have, this is what I can bring to your organization. More of you're actually trying to get a job, as opposed to here's my bio and you can read this list of great accomplishments. You also don't want to just be like, I was at this company, because it's not, you don't want to make it about the names and the brands. You want to make it about you. So how are you special? If you are, for instance, if you're a YouTuber and you're trying to figure out your LinkedIn, okay, boom, I am a YouTuber that talks about finances, credit, college, career, and have helped XYZ people, have helped X number of people advance their career. But also, don't hold back on saying who you are and saying what is important to you. Now, if you have added $1 million to a company and you have helped with initiatives and strategic initiatives to help do X, Y, and Z at Microsoft, go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl. Put that stuff. Be proud of that stuff. Go ahead and write your email in the comments, because I'm gonna hit you up. But most people haven't, and so if you're in the group that you've done a couple internships or you've had a couple jobs, but you haven't had great sustainable impact at a corporation, then you don't want to spend a bunch of time bringing attention to the fact that you're so young in your career. Just say what you're good at, say what your intention is, say what you want, make it concise, make it quick, make it meaningful, and then that will take you a long way. The 4th thing is to be intentional about your job descriptions and the education section. If you're a young professional and you don't have a bunch of job experiences, don't worry about putting like every single job you've worked, because it's not going to all be relevant. Put the things that are relevant. For instance, I did a lot of side gigs while I was in college. I'm not going to put all of those down, because those aren't all what I want to do, and they're not all progressing me towards my career. And so just be intentional about that. But also write descriptions under each one of the jobs you put. And so some people go the route of writing just the description of the company if they don't have much experience yet. But if you have had experience and impact, I would say if you've been there over a year, you want to write something that says what you've done. Added to this, contributed to this, changed this, and try, if you can, to add numbers and facts to what you're saying. So if you have data about what you've done, you want to add that stuff in, because it really helps to communicate your worth and how you've brought tangible increase to a company or an organization. In terms of the education section, I mean, obviously, put your college. You can put, especially if you're in college, you can put a couple of things about your activities that you've done in college, but don't overload the education section, because it's not that important in the first place. We just want to know if you got a degree. Like, as a recruiter, did you get a degree? Okay, cool. Oh, you did something cool? Oh, okay, cool. But like, we don't need a whole lot of information under the education piece. If you have certificates, add those. Those look really nice depending on your field. And then if you have skills that are relevant from your college or from certificates, make sure you add those and be specific about those things, because your profiles come up based off skill sets sometimes. So as a recruiter, we can search New York City graphic designer, and then people will come up. And that is the sort of thing that you want to be brought into the SEO with. So be thoughtful about what your skills are and how you're communicating your potential. The fifth thing is just to be relevant and consistent in your activity on LinkedIn. And that doesn't mean that every morning you have to wake up and check your LinkedIn and go like someone and comment on someone's posts. I'm not saying that. I'm saying at least once a month, like something, comment on something, show that you're actively involved. If you can get references from managers or people that you've worked under, that goes a really long way, because it, again, shows that you're not a Russian bot, but also that you are a great employee or a great contributor to a certain organization. That stuff is awesome. But just showing that you have activity, if you have some large achievement, like you graduated, or your thesis or something like that, you can publish those things and say, and write a nice little very professional paragraph about what you've done and how you've contributed to the world. And that will show on your profile. So when other people go to look at your profile, we'll see, oh, look at this person, Jimmy just saved all of the white whales in the ocean. Great. Jimmy's great for this whale museum. Okay, something like that. Be open to activity on LinkedIn, and it is very performative, and I understand that, and I know that other people understand that, and recruiters understand that. But knowing that it's performative, perform the game, play the game, be a part of it, and win the game. And that's how you get a job, honestly. The last thing I want to say is to look at other people's profiles for guidance on what you want to do with your own. If you know someone at an organization that you want to work at, look at their profile, and look at a couple of profiles in that organization and see what they've done with their LinkedIns, what their picture is, what their background photo is, what's under the descriptions of their jobs. If there are other people who are working the jobs that you want, be intentional about sort of crafting it like that. There's so much information out there for you to be able to look, learn, and not copy, but just interpret in a way that is going to be beneficial to your success on LinkedIn and for you to be able to get a job. Yeah, that's all I have. I will put a link to my LinkedIn so you guys can look and see what mine is like. Mine is curated for what I'm doing and what I feel like I need to have on my page at this stage of my career. And so you can look at that if that'll be helpful. But otherwise, let me know if you have any questions, any specific ideas that you want to bring up, or that you've had comments about. If you have my number, text me. Otherwise, comment below, like, subscribe, all of that. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.